Panjendriya meditation is specific to Maharishi, and in simple steps he takes us to the depth. Today I will just give some instructions to do the meditation. The basis for our meditation is Arutperatral. Arutperatral is nothing but the divine magnetism. The place in which we are seated is surrounded by divine vibrations, and Arutperatral we call it familiarly. And this Arutperatral is almost occupying the entire space. And this Arutperatral has the divinity in it, Arun Peratral, and it is filling the entire space. By nature, it has got the surrounding self-compressive pressure force. So you are surrounded by the Arutperatral all over in all directions, and you feel as though you are in a pool of water with water all over, above, below, front, back, everywhere. And the nature of this Arutperatral is the surrounding self-compressive pressure force, which is progressively increasing and penetrating. We see divinity everywhere around us, and it is pressing us in all possible directions. And the space is embracing you all, individually and collectively. And as per Maharishi's description, it is progressively increasing force is compressing you, and so at one point it enters into you, and the force that has entered into you is joining the biomagnetic circulation, and this being with the least frequency, it is occupying the middle portion, the axis of our biomagnetic field, and it is expanding from the place around the core, layer by layer, orbitally, to fill the entire body. The whole body is filled by Aruperatal, and you are feeling the self-compressive pressure force. And now I request you to look into the Aruperatal. The Aruperatal is nothing but the divine energy, divine force, which is filling all over and self-compressive, endowed with the mighty force, consciousness, time, everything. And this is compressing us, and as it compresses, it fills our entire body and outside also. Now, within our body, you have the Arutperatral, Outside you also you have the earth sphere. Within your body is the fraction, and in the whole space outside is the totality. And the force of the totality is much more. And in your meditation, you are from Agnya or Turiya. You are connecting to the universal magnetism. The universal magnetism is so big, it is Mahakasa, and at enormous pressure and power. The connecting yourself with the totality being fraction, the energy connects to your microcosm and it is naturally track coming to into your body, and you are able to visualize this Aratperatal, the divine energy, and it is entering into your Surya and joining the biomagnetism. And from the universal field, it enters into you and it enters to your eyes. Both the eyeballs are getting connected with the energy coming down from the universe into you. And now you are feeling the eyeballs are getting filled with the divine energy. As it is getting filled, you are able to feel the pressure building in both the eyeballs, something similar to your Agnya or Turiya. You are able to feel the heaviness and the pressure in both the eyeballs. The eyeballs are looking different. Usually it is filled with biomagnetism. Now it is with the divine energy, the mighty absolute space, and the eyeballs are fluorescent now with the divine energy. The eyeballs appear different, you feel different, and it is something like the mighty Arutperatal filling your eyes, and it's brighter than the usual time, and the energy is being fluorescent is seen clearly, and from the eyeballs they penetrate the lids and enter into the universal field where we are all sitting, participating in the meditation. And when the divine energy comes to you from your eyes and falls on the objects in front, you see differently. The energy which is coming out of your eyeballs is divine, and it enters your body through the eyes, and all of us share the same divine energy or peratral. And once this has happened, when we see differently. It is through the divine force, absolute force, and we are able to see more than what we usually routinely see. Our vision has become divine, it is penetrative, and it has the love and compassion inherent in the divine vibrations. Now, what all you see is filled with love and divinity, and your own body is with full of love and compassion. And this Maharishi calls her Peratral. And it changes your perception to divinity, and what all you see now with your eyes is becoming the divine. It is with the mighty energy you are able to see everything around you, and the consciousness works with the order of function, and your vision is now with a mighty force and the divine consciousness exhibiting, transforming your vision to a perfect order of function. I think very well. Now, the eyeballs are filled with the divine energy or peratral, and it transforms your vision to a divine one where you have the mightiest force and the highest consciousness with perfect order of function everywhere in everything, and you have divinity within you and also outside you, and the entire field of the place around you is filled by a peratral, and everything is becoming divine. Now, with this red peratral filling your eyeballs and penetrating into what you see, the vision, the your energy which is coming out of the eye is divine, and you are able to have divine perception with the supreme intelligence and order of function. Everything comes to order. And when you see somebody, and the perceiver person in front of you is receiving the divine consciousness and vision to them, and they relish the divine force coming from your divine eyes. And when this divine energy from your eyes enter the people in front of you into their eyes, the divinity works, the disorder disappears, order prevails, the health improves, and anything other than ideal health is getting transformed because of the your divine energy imprint into them. Not only you become divine, the people around you also they become divine. And whatever pain is there, disease is there, according to Maharishi, the disorderliness of the circulation is the cause for pain and disease. And with the energy coming from you, mingling with the people in front of you, they receive this divine energy, and with resonance and synchronization, they also become divine. The disorderliness disappears, and the pain or whatever inadequacies in their circulation becomes corrected. So they get relieved of their pain or disability or disease, and they also become pure to enjoy perfect good health. And it is the divine energy which has filled your eyes or passing through the people whom all you see, and the divine qualities enter into you. And because of this divine energy filling your biomagnetic field, you your body you are perceiving differently. It has become totally healthy and divine. And the earth miracle is almost filling the entire field within you and around you. These changes produce an emotional drama. What all you see embraces order, and anything other than order gets submerged, immersed in the divinity, and they also acquire the divine vibrations, and they become totally this thing. The The changes with order in your biomagnetic circulation and love and compassion and all divine qualities. It this divine impact in you changes and produces a new sensation with order and divinity. And we have the divine vibrations, the delta frequencies, the least frequencies of 0 to 4 fill, and they are more calm and divine, and they fill the core of your body from Muladhara to Sahasradhara, and the entire body is filled with the divine energy. And what comes out of your eyes is the divine energy. On which objects it falls, they are also coming to synchronization with this divine energy, and they also become healthy and pure. And the ideal state prevails all over. The transformation which has taken place by the entry of the Aratperatal divinity within you and around you to totally transform you from the normal person to the divine person. And with the characters of the divinity, whatever you see and touch, everything has a change of the frequencies of the biomagnetic waves, and they all become divine, and a totally disease free state with absolute power, order, and totality. You have the divine energy within you and without outside you, and this is the just by allowing the your biomagnetism to come into contact with the universal magnetism, and with your sankalpam and command, the energy around you, it becomes pure and divine. And now you see the energy spreading from the eyeballs into the ears and through the auditory canal to the middle ear and to the internal ear. The temporal bones house accom- accommodate your ears, and the internal ear occupies the inner portions of the skull, namely the petrous portion of the temporal bone, and they come very near to the brain stem, allowing the statoacoustic, the ear nerves, to fill the brain stem and radiate divinity all over. And this transforms the auditory system, which is in synchronization with the multilateral totality, and we exhibit the perfect health, the absence of any irregularity anywhere in our body. And these changes you have not experienced before. Your vision has become divine, and what voices you hear, the auditory system, is playing to the divine frequency, and you are almost synchronization with the totality, and everything is filled by the absolute space, and the transformation is complete. The ear apparatus, the middle ear, and the internal ear cochlea, and the internal ear with its nervous connections are all immersed in divine vibrations. And the result is they are also transforming your ears to this thing. And whatever you hear is only the divine nature and vibrations transforming you to the universal core, the divinity totally. And this feeling is similar to the one which the Vrindavan had, where Krishna was with his divine flute, letting out the vibrations, serene and divine. And the what was the impact of the divine vibrations? It is totally transforming them to divine vibrations. The gopis could see only Krishna in everything and everywhere around them. And their thought was filled with divine this thing. So this is the strange uh, experience of the Vrindavan, and which was the most ideal experience one longs to have. And with their divine vibrations, the Panchabhutas have become static, and you have the entire atmosphere changing onto the totality. The experience, the mind, the thought are all divine, and you have no words to explain them. In the same way, the ideal delta vibrations, when they spread to the tongue, the taste buds are also getting intoxicated and imbibe divinity, and it gives a different experience to the individual. The perceptions are different and the inference is also different. They understand what they eat, the taste of it, and they are able to indulge in eating to the point of meeting the requirements. No excess food is taken, and the hunger satisfies when the energy required for the body is imbibed inside. The food taken in by the tongue and the influence of taste buds, they all operate only in the field of divinity, and nothing other than divinity is there around you. And like this, almost all the five Panchabhutas, right from eyes, ears, tongue, skin, and smell, all become divine. And the simple meditation of these five sense organs transform the entire body magnetism into divine magnetism, and we become calm, and all the vibrations which we have are divine and nothing but the divine. And the nature of the divinity, the static state where the change is not there, and they remain as they are without any change. And this takes you to the ultimate purpose of your life. The individuals, living beings, becoming one with the totality, with no other vibrations other than the divine vibrations. The absolute space with increasing surrounding self compressive pressure force has a decrease in the frequency from beta to alpha, alpha to theta, and theta to delta. And from delta, 4, 3, to 1, and from 1 to the decimals of the 1 fractions of the vibration of 1, it settles down to static state where you become one with the totality. And this is the impact of allowing yourself to be, to mix with the divine vibrations, the and to attain the state of no change, purity, perfection, and health. And this transformation is achieved simply by allowing the divine vibrations within. The divine vibrations respond to you. You consciously attract them, suck them into your body, and spread it across the body to fill the entire thing. These vibrations, these being delta waves, the vibrations are the least from 40 to 0. The 0 to 4 are the most slowest, densest, and heaviest, with least vibrations and with the least the maximum divinity. You acquire them from these things, and this entirely transforms you. When you don't have much change because of the power of the changeless, ever existing divine waves. And this is possible by submitting yourself to the most powerful Almighty, and it takes you to the source. Mm. When the divine waves and the delta frequency fills in the body, everything is trying to have less changes, less vibration, more static nature, and changeless permanency is preferred, and this is becoming identical with the divinity. When the frequency of the spinning system of magnetism comes down from 40 to alpha 7 to 14, theta 4 to 7, and delta 0 to 4, and ultimately to settle in less than 1, and nano frequencies, stationary waves, waves which doesn't exhibit any change. They are this thing. So Maharishi's system of meditation, the sky system, when the frequency slowly, steadily comes down, the energy which is settling in the root of the axis, namely the Muladhara chakra, steadily rises automatically with reduction in the frequency to the Agya and Turiya, and from Turiya they raise up to the Turiya Theta, where you become absolute space totally and one with it. The changeless, the problemless, total freedom, everything divine, and no doubts, no questions, no difficulties. Oneness prevails, and we become one with the totality. So that is the ultimate state of the Panjendriya meditation. And with this, we will conclude our meditation. Nothing more to achieve. When you have achieved the zero frequency, when you have become one with the totality. So that is the ultimate, and we have come to the final point. வாழ்க வளமுடன். So we are concluding our inner travel right from the periphery of the body, where our vibrations are 40. We steadily count down to beta to alpha, alpha to theta, theta to delta, and delta to static state of absolute steadiness and free from all deforming forces. Let us have some interaction. Your Arunji, master,
Yeah, Vargalam, then.
or Valamudan.
This is an interesting take on the Panjendriya meditation, differently from what you discussed with me last time, where we went into internal autonomy. This is totally different. I've never looked at Panjendriya this way in my life so far. So thank you. That's all I can say right now. Totally absorbed into your words and your voice. So, Vargalam.
வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழ்க வளமுடன். If there is no resistance, if there is total acceptance, and it automatically takes us to the source. Vijay Lakshmi.
Yes, our body
Any
is completely
any
immersed.
question? Anyone wants to ventilate their feelings? I'm not able to see the screen. I'm just talking.
ஐயா ஐயா வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் ரங்கசாமி ஐயா, சொல்லுங்க.
ஐயா
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
ஐயா, you well said about nano frequency. This is the first time I am hearing about, and it is very nice, ஐயா. Only one clarification. While doing Panjendriya meditation, excluding Agna and Durya, so on doing meditation, 5 senses. So what is
Yes.
the frequency level, ஐயா?
The frequency level is steadily coming from the beta to alpha and finally the stationary waves. When the wavelength of the wave becomes zero, there is no change, no movement, and they are called stationary waves. And when they acquire higher frequency, then they become identifiable. At this stage, they don't. And when you merge with the absolute space, the even the particles, the subatomic particles, the quarks and the other array of the line of subatomic particles, they all disappear, melt away. And it is said by Maharishi that when the frequency comes down, the tightly wound round the biomagnetic waves, they loosen up, they spread, they what was appearing like an energy particle or divine dust particle, they become swollen up, they open up, and they become waves from particle stage. And these waves, they disappear, melt away in totality, absolute space, to become one with the space. So it is a progressive reduction from obvious, the macroscopically seen particles to the elements, and from the elements to the nuclear particles, electron, proton, neutron, and then to the subatomic particles, quarks, meson, photon, everything, the understood and the yet to understand, they all disappear when the frequency is reaching zero. So there is no frequency for the absolute space, which is stationary and stable. What
Thank
Rangasamy
you,
Ayya?
ஐயா. ஐயா, thank you very much. Meditating on 5 senses, so all these changes will arise, ஐயா?
Yes. Through all these 5 senses, what is common to all of them is the frequency and the size of the particle. The ultimate particle is energy particle or divine dust particle, and when it settles down, it becomes the absolute space. When it becomes absolute space, there is no more change.
Thank you. Thank you.
What problem that?
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
What problem that?
So nice on this Panchendriya meditation. Uh, in yoga science, we call this Pahirmukha Dhyanam. So where Bharati talks also, Patanjali also talks. Kanbarai, Kaட்சியாய், Kanpurulai, Manparthirukkum, Bahuturaika Vannade. So that's how Bharati talks in his Parasiva Vellam, where the seer, seen, and the transaction. Gunarvu, Gunarappadum Purul, Gunarbhavan. So when the
Yes.
distinction happens, so then everything reflects. So in the Pahirmuga Dhyanam, so the five senses meditation, it is sensing elements rather sensor. That's how I think Valluvar also talks Puri Vai. He never says Puri Vai. It's only the sensing element. As a whole, you were explaining right through all those elements internally built and nervously connected, where it converts the specific, the physical transformation, whatever the tanmatras, back, and it goes as electromagnetic waves, and then back as a pulse getting printed in the brain. So going deeper and deeper, there is a uh, frequency, as you were talking, going subtler. Could be the brain wave we may be measuring in turn, but as a whole, looking at the mechanism, so the person is able to completely understand the object merging with his subject. So where the five senses becomes the light to explain, it is not the elements merely for enjoyment. It becomes, it gets elevated to a standard of penetrating the object, as you were also rightly using. Nun, man, nulai, pulan. So that's how nunniya, man, budaya, nulai, pulan, penetrative. And also at the frequency level, uh, one with the specific object, the subject and the object. Araibavan, arayappadum porul. So when in the deep the meditation, the Pahirmukham Dhyanam, so you are completely able to understand the object or whatever that appears. Either it could be any of the five senses, it could be touch or feel, or could be pressure, sound, light, taste, or smell. Any of those conversions, he is able to come to that tune of the specific object in synchronization, and the whole understanding of that particular, that's a Pahirmuga Dhyanas, where he gets complete knowledge on the object. So that is what Tirumular also talking about. Kalla Pulan Aindum Kala Manivilakke. So the senses are not merely for the enjoyment. If you deeply dive in, bringing in tune to the specific resonance of the specific object, in resonance with the object, so the knowledge is taken. So where uh, Patanjali also clearly tells, it clearly reflects. You are able to, we talk in terms of the particle science, what is happening as a mechanism, as a scientific background, but on the uh, philosophical background, the sensing mechanism on the conclusion, we understand it is we are endowed with senses only to observe the truth. That's how the dhyana is Patanjali instructs, Chandra Dhruve Jnanam. That means if I keep my If I can look at it at Chandra, then I am getting complete absorbed by the Chandra. That's why you also frequently used J. Krishnamurti words, the observer is absorbed. So in such a resonance, the senses are only the mechanism to lit up the the wisdom hidden in the specific object. So the subject and the object, the entire wisdom is transformed. So these are all the fine points in Pahirmukha Dhyanam. So I think I used to conduct this meditation in a deeper meditation. So more than people will be able to sit for even 1.5 hours for such a meditation. So it's a very good meditation.
There is a continuity, connection with the vibration and the particle size and the that is the quantum size. When the size becomes smaller and smaller, and the synchronization and the the existence beyond the particle, the relationship and understanding of the particles surrounding them, they exhibit more oneness as they become smaller and smaller particles. That is what the quantum science talks about. And ultimately, the particles also disappear, space prevails.
Yeah,
Walcott.
only the quantum entanglement we talk
Mm.
about would be whatever be the distance till the particle communicates. So that quantum entanglement, as of course, is again a logic. So from the analysis to the synthesis, where I think the right kind of word, Valluvam, Nun, Man, Nulai, Pular. That would be the right definition of this Panchendriya. Valshavadam.
Namaste, Dr. Ravindranath.
Yes.
Thank you so much because it was a fantastic experience of transforming the energy of in divine life force, in divine energy in our sense organs is like transforming the sense organs in divine organs perception of perception. And then my question is it possible to hold, to maintain this state, to see with the for example, to see with the eyes, to see with divine's eyes, and whatever we see, we receive also the divine energy of the object, all the object of the object of sense organ become divine, and then the world will be different, completely like the world like Krishna. And then my question is, how is possible to maintain in the daily life this really, because we are divine and then the world is divine, really is that is the truth, but how to maintain this stage in the daily life, really that I don't know.
Right. Mm, The water exists in these three stages: solid, liquid, and vapor, isn't it? As heat is taken away from vapor, it becomes water, and when heat is taken away from water, it becomes ice. Similarly, the beta wave becomes alpha becomes theta, and theta becomes delta, and delta becomes zero. So, if you negate the changing vibration and come to slower vibrations, when you prefer static state than dynamic state, try to go in, you withdraw from everything, ultimately you become mauna, total silence, where there is no change encouraged. You to maintain that. Now we have what far we have come. It is only to purify ourselves and become one with the Almighty. As long as you are in the lower chakras with a higher energy level, as you go up from Muladhara to Swadhisthana, Manipura, and Anagada, Vishakti, Agnya, Turiya, and Turyatita, where the frequency, vibration, waves also disappear ultimately to static state. So, withdrawal from the worldly life, absorbing into the static state within, we can maintain the um, existing slow frequency and moving further to subtler, and to a state where you don't have a individual identity at all. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. We need to maintain it. We need to change these waves. Thank you.
Yes. Tarun, anyone, Vijay Lakshmi, anyone else with any comments or questions?
Rajamohanaya.
Yes.
Sumati Amma. Rajamohanaya. Aruna Karanaya is raising the hand. Yeah, Aruna Karanaya. Yeah, you are in. Oh, proceed. Yeah, Rajamohanaya, please proceed again.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வளமுடன்.
You nicely explained the Panjendriya meditation. Actually, our divine energy is filled outside our body and it enters inside. And from the inside, we are exhibiting our bioenergy, divine energy through our five senses. And when it goes outside and it dashes with the other object, so when you see through eyes, our divine energy is going out, and whatever we see also, it becomes divine there. So that concept you nicely explained. So normally we are not thinking our divine energy is going out. So I used to think earlier, energy goes there and we are seeing the other objects and we are taking the image and character of the other objects and bringing to our brain through optic nerve and it is recorded there. But here you explained our divine energy goes there and whatever we see the other person, they are also divine. So we are making them others also divine and whatever we hear, whatever we smell, or whatever we taste, and all other pressure, everything is becomes divine. So that explanation is good actually, very nice. And gradually our frequency is also coming down from beta to alpha, alpha to theta, and finally to delta. So we are going to very subtler level, and we become the divine. So that part you in depth you have explained. We get a more clear understanding of the Panjendriya meditation. So that way it's very nice lesson. Okay, thank you, doctor. Why on that?
Thank you, Rajamohan.
Okay, yeah.
Aiya, Arunakaran Aiya. Thank you, Raj. Arunakaran Aiya, you are in mute, Aiya.
வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Very divine explanation. Really, I enjoyed the process talk. I enjoyed the talk. I wanted to correlate with the taste buds. Taste buds related with the melatonin, sir. Can you correlate melatonin on this situation?
The melatonin gives up the higher vibrations and ghost. It
Okay.
produces sleep, reducing the frequency and moving in.
Okay.
And the taste buds, they are able to function normally if
Okay.
we maintain higher vibrations. And
Okay.
when they become to lower frequencies, the entanglement comes and the quanta behave like in syncytium.
Okay. Okay.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
government.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Uma, any comments? Any questions?
We can wind up the show, ma?
Okay, yeah.
Right. All government.
With this, we have got all the answers with these questions. We have gotten all the answers, I guess, right? Why Panjendriya meditation? What is the connection with the life force we all experienced? And can you harvest life energy through this meditation? Yes, obviously. What is new in Panjendriya meditation? So everything has been covered. So we are good with this. Thank you so much, Aiya, with the right contact and the right environment with our life force group, with a great soul as Aiya is conducting this great meditation, and how we can able to change everything towards greatness. This is one of the example that we saw today. Thank you so much, Aiya. More. We are concluding our meditation with all blessings. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of grain. Let practitioners of all prosper, flourish and grow, and culture progress through the need to share and grow. Let the rulers be beyond feelings of anger or fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guide us along paths always right. உலகமெல்லாம் பருவமழை ஒத்தபடி பெய்யட்டும், உழவரெல்லாம் தானியத்தை ஓப்புடனே பெருக்கட்டும், பல தொழில்கள் புரிகின்ற பாட்டாளி உயரட்டும், பகுத்துணர்வில் தொகுத்துணர்வு பண்பாட்டை உயர்த்தட்டும், கலகங்கள் போட்டி பகை கடந்தாட்சி நடக்கட்டும், கல்லாமை கடன் வறுமை களங்கங்கள் மறையட்டும், நலவாழ்வை அளிக்குமே ஞான ஒளி வீசட்டும், நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும், நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும், நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you all. But not least, Shakti Saravananaya, thank you so much for your explanation. The Panjamukha Dhyanam, Ayya, வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
பகிர்முக தியானம்.